4. Hey everyone, Griff Hamlin here, and welcome to this video. We're going to get into adding a couple of extra cool notes to a blues scale and kind of a fun swing idea that I just kind of made up based on that. Now, we pretty much all know good old box 1, okay? Taking it from the top, and by the way, if you never practice it from the first string, I encourage you to do that. A lot of us get roped into always playing that from the 6th string. And then as soon as I tell a student, okay, start at the top, and all of a sudden they have to think about it. So if you find that you have to think about it starting from the top and working your way down, make sure that's something that you practice on, because it should be just as easy as going from the bottom to the top. Okay? Now, here's a little bit of theory, okay? So I'm not going to get too crazy with it, but just, for those of you that are interested, the pentatonic minor scale consists of a root, a flat third, a fourth, a fifth, and a flatted 7th. The flatted 5th is the blue note, okay? Well, there's 2 notes that are not there, in particular the 2 and the 6. If you add a 2 and a 6, you get something that's called a Dorian scale, okay? So I'm not going to actually play an entire Dorian scale. It looks something like this. But I don't really care about the lower versions of those notes. The ones that interest me are the ones here at the, in this case being that I'm in the key of A, the 7th fret on the 1st string is a 2. Since there's the root, there's the 2, there's the flat third. So that gives me 3 notes on the top string. Then I go down to my flatted 7th, which is at the 8th fret. Well, the 6th is right there. So now I have 3 notes on the 2nd string. So now I have 3 notes on the 1st string, 3 notes on the 2nd string, and if I add the blue note, 3 notes on the 3rd string. Now that's cool if I do pull-offs. And that's the first technique and the really most important thing that you're going to have to master in order to make this sound cool. I'm plucking the 1st note, but I'm doing a pull-off and another pull-off. And then I'm plucking the 1st note of the 2nd string and doing a pull-off and another pull-off. And then I'm plucking the 1st note of the 3rd string and another pull-off and another pull-off. And then I'll strike the root at the 7th fret of the 4th string. Okay? Now, usually what I see when I try to teach this to people is right off the bat the timing is really bad, because this is all about left hand control. And doing it in time is challenging. It's in triplets. So if I count slowly, that's 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, or I often count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2. Okay, so when you speed that up, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. What you don't want is this, where it rushes through all of the pull-offs immediately and they're not in time. Or it goes. That's another common thing that I see, is where you get kind of 2/16 and an 1/8 instead of 3 triplets. You want to make that nice and smooth. Try to keep your pick attack light so it just sounds like this waterfall of notes. Okay? Now, it's not the easiest thing to play, I'll grant it, but if you can get it, it opens up such a huge world of possibilities to you that I really do hope you'll take the time to get that. Now, what I did is I took that idea and I just kind of turned it into a blues, and here's how I did that. I went through this idea, and then I just took a little A7 chord and did a little half step with it. So it's a 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3. Now it would come the 4 chord, 3, and so I did a D9. But I didn't use my third finger, I used my first finger because it was already there. Same notes, I'm just hitting the top 3 strings of a D9 chord. And then back to 1. So A. Now the next 2 bars would either be 5 and then 4, or 2 bars of 5. Either way, I decided to have some fun with it. And I just kept looping the top 2 strings. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and then it would be back to the 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I do that exact same thing again. So if I put the whole thing together and I do a little bit slowly, I think you'll get it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the 4 chord. 1 chord again. Here's the 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, back to 1. Now, to really have fun with that, play it with a really cooking band where they're really swinging, and you just nail it. And you just, go on from there. But if you're doing like a really cool swing blues thing, like a Caledonia or something that it's really cooking, and you throw that down for the first 12 bars, there's your whole 12 bars. The band will totally catch it. It's a blast. You'll have a lot of fun with that. So anyway, enjoy. Hope you can get that down, and tell me how it goes at your next blues jam.